The fantasy news must flow. Welcome everybody to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Greene, and today there are fantasy news rumblings on an epic proportion. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it on off with the first story of the day, and that is going to be a cover reveal titled The Bone Shard Emperor from Andrea Stewart. And I quite like the composition and colors here. Apparently, I'm too positive with all the covers I talk about. People complained in the last video, or like, you're not critical of covers at all. Fine. I don't like the way they put the in this one. That's my one complaint. I don't like that. Otherwise, good cover. I like it. And with how good this cover looks, predictably, it is coming from Orbit and will be released November 9th. Of 2021. I'm gonna try and get mine out before yours. Let's go. But in the next piece of fantasy news, we also had the winners announced for the Locus Awards, and hey, yes to both of the main winners here. First up for the science fiction category, we had Martha Wells running away with the W for her book Network Effect, which I quite positively reviewed here on the channel. And then of course, still wreaking havoc in fantasy circles, we had N.K. Jemisin pulling away with the W as well, with her book The City We Became, published by Orbit once again. So Tor and Orbit both have winners here.
The epic rivalry shall continue.
If we put all the authors from Tor and Orbit into a gladiator ring together, who comes out on top? But okay, we must talk about it once again. Yes, Dune has been delayed yet again. And I know fans here are kind of sad, perturbed, upset, fliggerty-florgity, whatever you want to call it. There's just a lot of people going, again. And I want you to know, I feel your pain. I'm kind of happy the Wheel of Time show hasn't had its release date announced for this reason. I can't be disappointed if just behind the scenes they keep delaying it and there's never been a public release date. The Dune fans are going through a lot, and I want you to know, I feel your pain, and I want to give you a gift. Real quick. Dune. It's delayed. Dune's been delayed. Dune's been delayed, not coming to ya. Dune's been delayed, not going to your theater. Dune's been delayed, not gonna be near ya. Danny ain't letting you see it, Probably a studio decision is not up to the director. Dune's been delayed, Dune's been delayed. Dune's been delayed, Dune's been delayed. You ain't gonna see that Charlemagne. Why? Cause Dune's been delayed, Dune's been delayed. But we'll be 3 weeks later than first announced, which means the new release date of Dune will not be October 1st, but rather October 22nd. Next news. We have also had a fantastic piece of Marvel fake news coming through where it seems, yes, Disney did go through and edit the end of WandaVision, removing like a duck and adding some different effects and removing things. But this caused a lot of people to freak out because they were like, hey, there's now this shimmering figure coming down from the mountain. Have they added in Doctor Strange or Vision? No, someone actually took to TikTok and then it exploded on Reddit to explain away what this was, and it looks like it actually is turning out to be an editing mistake. It's an oopsie poopsie. They put forth quite a bit of evidence to showing they're actually just trying to remove a glare from a certain window thing, and they didn't go through and double check that the effect wasn't and then applied to the entire clip, and as it is moved in, that is exactly what's happening. So I would bet money pretty soon in the future we're actually gonna see this removed again from WandaVision. But my question is, why go through and edit the final scene like that? That's just kind of weird. No one was complaining about like the duck they removed. Was someone mad at the duck? Who was mad at the duck? I'd be pissed if I was the duck. I was in WandaVision, now I'm not. And in a headline that's gonna make some people go, oh no! But I don't think, again, is as big a deal as a lot of people are going to think. A showrunner for Halo has said he's not going to return if it is renewed for a second season, which does seem likely with the IP and budget put in for season 1. This is actually the second showrunner the show has already had, and this one seems to be stepping away due to personal reasons. chance. Now, there was originally 2 showrunners attached, both Stephen Kane and Kyle Killen. Kyle Killen already stepped away a little bit because he said he did not have the energy or time to do his full showrunner duties, which I respect the ability to acknowledge that. But now we are seeing Stephen Kane also pull away due to personal problems. And this could just be bad luck. I'm not seeing or hearing any other rumblings of problems on set. They're currently still shooting in Budapest, so after season 1's over, it looks like a new showrunner will have to step up. But again, I don't think this is as big a deal as some people are going to make it out to be. It's certainly not good, but I don't think, just because people are having personal issues, it's going to necessarily reflect the final product. If continual problems do keep emerging, though, I'll be sure to cover them here on Fantasy News, but I'm still excited for the Halo adaptation. How about yourself? And for my Supernatural fans, it looks like we are getting a prequel show over at the CW called The Winchesters. Supernatural, one of the most important series in the history of CW, is eyeing a comeback with a new iteration with prequel The Winchesters, centered on Dean and Sean Winchester's parents. The project, now in development at the network, is executive produced by Supernatural star Jensen Ackles, who will also reprise his Dean Winchester character as a narrator of the new show. Apparently, this has caused a bit of drama within the community because apparently the co-star, the other Winchester brother, was not made aware of this project. He took to Twitter about it, and then some things were deleted. I'm not in these circles to comment necessarily what exactly is going on, but it does seem like he had a negative reaction and maybe some shady moves were going on, but there's also something I've seen floating around showing he actually did know about this beforehand. I'm not entirely sure. But let me know from the Supernatural fan base, are you excited for this prequel or no? Are you not excited and are a big no-skers about it? But speaking of TV and movies, let's go ahead and get on into the trailer news because we had a second trailer drop for Apple TV's Foundation, and wow, this looked good. I am very much so more excited than I was already. It looks high budget, I like the effects, and I especially like the hardcore sci-fi tone this seems to be taking and approaching Asimov's work. I've always kind of thought, hey, if you're gonna do this, it needs to be in that like Blade Runner 2049 approach, and this definitely made me feel like I was watching that sci-fi phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen 2049, what are you doing with your life? But in the opposite of hardcore sci-fi tone feeling, we also had season 2 of Kingdom trailer drop where we saw all kinds of zombies running around and oh my god, this looks intense, I'm down. Was that a zombie tiger or did please tell me, was that a zombie tiger? I want a zombie tiger so bad. Zombie tigers, how has that not been done before? Holy. And then in the final trailer I wanted to cover here today, we also had the Superdeep trailer drop, which looks to be a horror sci-fi thriller that's like one of my favorite horror genres. So I'm gonna watch this on Shudder, and Shudder's actually been pretty much killing it. They're not a sponsor here on the channel, but I have had several people sign up for it, and I have as well, and I've been enjoying it. So if you're a horror fan, not a sponsor, I do recommend checking out Shudder. Finally, let's go ahead and talk about Rob J. Hayes' July self-published 2021 fantasy list. There's a few sequels here as well as some first entries in series, and if you're looking for some self-pub fantasy, I recommend you check it out because Rob J. Hayes kills it every single month with this list. And yes, I am continuing to do my once a month self-pub review as well, and you bet your butt I'll be pulling from here. And then finally, yes, remember, this Friday we are continuing the Wheel of Time read-along for the 3rd book, so stay tuned for that. This has been your latest episode of Fantasy News. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Join the Discord server and post news stories you want to see covered there. Have a good one, y'all. Peace!
It's never gonna come out. Dune's been delayed. Hey, hey, hey.